And what about goddess? I want to show you one of your beautiful creations, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope camera can catch this.
Yes, yes.
What about her?
Sekhmet.
Sekhmet.
Sekhmet. So Sekhmet, her story is very interesting, and she really just attracted me. I told you I'm super passionate about story and myth, and I think there's so much wisdom for us in it. So Sekhmet originates from Egypt, and she's the goddess with the lioness head and the body of a woman. And her story is very similar to Kali's. And that's what always fascinates me, is like when you're doing some research on these goddess archetypes, you'll find that a very similar one appears in different cultures. And she's changed a bit of form, she's changed her name like a little bit to really embody the culture that she's in. Aphrodite is another one as well that traveled around the world, and her name changed over 8,000 years, but it was the same essence and the same lessons. So Sekhmet and Kali are very similar.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yeah. So they're both the goddesses of creation and destruction.
Yes.
And this is life as well, right?
Exactly.
Life is a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. And this is what these goddesses represent. Yes. And they represent that journey within us, the journey within life. You know, we see winter, summer, the seasons. That's a season and a cycle of like death and rebirth. And when you can start working with these archetypes within yourself, you can consciously then start working with any moments in your life where you know it's time to let go of something.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
You can feel it, like something's missing or something's lost or something in my life feels a little bit stale, and so it's time for something to go. Or it's time for me to let go of this part of myself so that I can make space for something new to be born in my life.
This is beautiful. And you drawn a lot of goddesses, you know, and why? What happened?
Yeah. So my, like a lot of women, I was kind of like raised by a mother who had some wounding and didn't trust the feminine. And our first connection with the divine feminine is with our relationship with our mother. This is who we see as the feminine, right?
Everything starts and ends with mother-daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this is our first connection to the divine feminine. And I saw a woman who was in quite a toxic relationship. She had her own wounding, and that didn't feel safe. And so what happens is we then look at the feminine and maybe some messages we're getting from, you know, different institutions around us also maybe inform us that the feminine is not safe or is weak or, you know, isn't good enough for these things. And then what we do unconsciously is we start over-identifying with the masculine. So, and a lot of women resonate with this. And you over-identify with the masculine because it feels safer for you. And you then go for your goals. And you reach your goals and you reach success. And then when you reach success, you feel completely empty.
Yes.
What does it all mean? Okay, so now I have all this stuff and I've got this, you know, whatever the success is to you. But I'm completely empty. And also probably I have burnout. Then there's this deep yearning inside you that says, okay, I have this deep longing to connect with something more, to connect with the softness, to connect with life and the magic and the mystery and the energetic life force that connects all of us. And I'm longing deeply for, yearning for a sister circle or women or or creativity and my intuition and all of these things I've suppressed in my life. And then there's an awakening that happens through that. And that moment invites you to heal the mother-daughter wounding. You've got to go back, understand why your mother's experiences and her wounds and her hurt is the way that it is. And then you re-enter and you on this journey, and you then also discover that you've got some wounding with the masculine.
Of course.
You've projected all of this expectation on how the masculine's supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to cover all of your needs.
Yes.
They have to be, your sister. They've got to be your mother. They've got to be your best friend. They've got to be your shopping partner.
Yeah,
they've
everything
got
in
your
one
business
person,
partner,
of course.
right? Which is a ridiculous amount to place on somebody. And then you take a bit of that back and you heal that relationship you have with the divine masculine, and then you bring it within yourself into the sacred marriage, where you now start balancing logic and intuition. You start balancing action with beingness, rest and taking action. You start balancing all the masculine and feminine principles, because before this, they're in conflict. They're fighting all the time. You're too analytical, your intuition's speaking to you too intuitive, your logic goes, well, don't trust that. What's that? Where's the proof? Where's this coming from?
This is usually the biggest problem before reconnecting directly.
Yes. And so when the feminine started waking up in me, and it took a couple of very interesting, one of those bumpy rides to get there, I started researching and exploring the goddess. Just the feminine part of religion was missing for me. And I wanted to really understand where it had gone, what it meant, studied lots of different religions, and then started looking at all of the mythological stories again to really look at them from a different perspective and say, okay, what can we learn from this? And then I also really discovered a lot of Jungian psychoanalysts that have worked with goddess mythology to really help women to understand different parts of themselves. Because women really need spirituality like they need oxygen. We need it.
I think this is a very important topic. Women need spirituality. And if they don't accept their part of spiritual beings, what happens then with that kind of personality?
What happens is there's a deep loneliness and emptiness.
Loneliness
and emptiness.
So these two feelings occur while you're disconnected with your spirituality.
Yes. And loneliness and emptiness. Feeling of emptiness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you will try and fill up that space.
Yes.
With everything around you.
So this is the material world then that can help, or
maybe relationships that are not so healthy, maybe food, maybe, addictions, maybe shopping.
Addictions again, okay.
Maybe, it could be anything. And I don't even know if this happens consciously. I think it's an unconscious thing. Something in you is feeling empty and you just know you've got to fill it up.
Okay, could that be also connected to, that maybe you're not living your purpose?
Yes.
Because I believe that we all have our own purpose here on earth. We have to find it. Sometimes some people know it from the day they were born, which we can see in some athletes and,
Yes.
Somebody knows from a young age that he would like to be a writer, and he does it through his own life. But there's many of us who realize that very later in our lives, but still soon enough, I believe.
Yes.
And this is the only thing that kept my light up,
Yes.
that I have to have a purpose. I have to have a meaning if I survive and stay here,
Yes.
So the journey begins.
Yeah.
So what is this purpose then? Okay, I have a purpose. If I'm a mother, this is the purpose I'm here, to be a mother. How can I be a better mother? What I can do as a mother. But the purpose where I can express myself as a whole being, I believe this is here for all of us.
Yes. I agree completely.
And this is something that helps you then, not helps you, then you're not empty.
No,
then you're not lonely.
No.
Then you're not unhappy.
Yeah.
And then you can sit with even your pain if comes
Absolutely.
around, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How can we do that? How can we share this idea and the concept of, to people that not stay in the fear if there's something that doesn't works right for them, you know? How can we share?
Yes.
What can we do, Eleftheria?
Yes. So purpose is incredibly important, right? Because purpose is the thing that inspires you to wake up in the morning.
Yes.
Right? And so we need something to wake up to in the morning to say, welcome day, okay? In Mary Oliver's words, I have one wild and precious life, and what am I going to do with it? So you can answer that question. And I think also we need to look at purpose from different perspectives as well. And I think sometimes when we start asking that question, what is my purpose? We think huge. We think like, I've got to save the world, or I've got to save, we go into that rescuer role. But sometimes purpose is just to live.
Yes. This is what I was waiting for, you know, because usually when you start digging and do, okay, what is my purpose, and then your head goes, maybe this, maybe this.
Yes.
And usually it's always, you start with something glamorous, something so big that even you can imagine that could be so big, right?
Exactly.
So it is okay if you just feel love.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Exactly.
This could also be the purpose.
Yeah. So
just to be loved. Right, Darinka? This is her embodiment of love.
Yeah. So that's the first intrinsic purpose that we have is to live. You're here, you're alive, you're breathing. How can I live? And not exist, but really live, like feel alive. Then I think another part of our purpose is that everybody has unique gifts and talents.
Yes, I agree.
And I have 3 questions which can help us to get to that answer.
Let's play the game.
Yeah. So normally when I work with people where we really unpack and discover like their purpose, the first thing that people always say to me is like, I don't know. I don't know what my purpose is. My response normally is, yes, you do know. We have all the answers
in ourselves.
Within.
Yes.
Right? We don't want to accept the answer because the answer normally means you have to change everything in your life. So it's easier to say, I don't know. Right? Because some part of you knows if I say, yes, I do know, then everything has to change and we fear change.
But this is also good because if you realize that you're doing this, by very conscious, saying no, it's also okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's this is also very important.
For sure. Because you can say, I know that I'm not ready yet.
Yes.
And so when I'm ready, I will go.
Yeah. But, sorry, because usually this is the biggest pressure for people.
Yes.
And when you have a friend who's running to win all the circles that you need to win in life, you don't have to run with him.
Yeah.
You know it, but let it be. Just let it be. This was also something for me that I had to learn.
Yes.
That let it be.
Surrender.
Surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender.
It's another part of the wisdom of the feminine practice, right? Is surrender. Surrender completely. So the 3 questions.
Yes.
And one exercise. So the 3 questions you can ask yourself to really clarify what your purpose is. The first question is, what do people thank you for?
What do people thank you for? Okay.
What do they compliment you for? And normally people compliment you.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah. For things that you just do naturally because this is who you are and you love to do it and this is what you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't take any energy from you. It doesn't, exhaust you. It's just you. It's just you being you, your authentic self. And people normally thank you for that.
I know. I have
Yeah?
my answer. Mm-hmm. Okay. The next.
The second question is, what really upsets you deeply? Like, really upsets you to the point where you get so angry you want to become an activist for it?
Huh. What about the team? Do you have answers? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I have the answer.
So often this is our pain, right? Again, it's a pain point for us. And this is how we can, again, transform our pain into power and purpose.
Yes.
So for me, that's like injustice with women and abuse. Okay, so I'm a counselor. This is right. So, and then the third thing is, what do you love to do where time and space just disappears? You know, when you're engaged, the Greek word for this, it's Greek. In the Greek language, there's 8 different words for love, different types of love, and this one is called meraki. So you enjoy what you do so much that time disappears.
Okay.
Time and space just disappears. The next time you look, you go, how did 8 hours just, go by? Because you love doing it so much.
I think I'm just in the middle of this process, so just continue, please. Yeah?
So those are the 3 questions, and it's pretty simple. If you sit with it and you journal it, you can get pretty clear on what your purpose is. Then the other exercise I normally give people with purpose is, again, I really believe we know exactly what we are here to do and how we want to contribute, because I think purpose is about contributing to humanity. It's not just about you. Your true purpose is service. How can we serve others?
Wow, these.
Okay. And if you think about what games you used to play as a 4 or 5-year-old little child.
You want to know mine?
Tell me.
I was playing, I loved Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
But let's say I had them 20 Barbie dolls, and all were different. I cut hair, I colored them colors different, I dressed them different, and then people said, what's wrong with you? And I said, nothing. Each of them have its own personality. Oh yeah, that's right, because I was frustrated. Only one type of Barbie. I don't like that, because look. So what am I doing through my life afterwards when I realized, I said, okay, I support independent and authentic personalities.
Exactly. Thank you.
Voila!
That's the example. Yeah. So we play out as children what our purpose is. Right? So I used to put all the dolls in a circle.
Okay.
And like speak and teach. Yeah, like, and then all my toys would like travel through the garden, right? Like retreats, travel, sitting in a circle. This is what I used to play. This was my best game. That's what I used to play. So at 4 or 5 what it is that you're kind of like called to do, and it's your natural gifts and talents. And when we have the opportunity to combine our natural gifts and talents with our career, that's when we really find this fulfillment.
This is it, right?
Yeah. Okay,
I'm so eager to listen to our team, what they were playing as kids, if they live, what they were playing. Okay, we ask them later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we started this episode, I asked our team to write down some sentences regarding womanhood. Okay.
Wow.
If they have some question or a thought, and I don't know what they have written, but I would love to see, and Dino will help us. Thank you, Dino. So let's see what's here for us.
Awesome.
I like to play.
Yes.
So, okay, you take one out, and I will read it, and we'll try to answer or talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Wow. Beautiful. So, dear Eleftheria, what kind of life and thinking is with women in countries where they still don't have the rights and the freedom?
Yeah.
What can you...
Yeah. So this is one of my deep pains, right?
Okay.
Is that we still experience in the world countries and cultures in which women have no rights
Yes.
at all. And this is where I believe the more we really understand that we're interconnected, we understand that I'm not free until those women are free.
Yes.
Right? So I can't call myself a free woman until those women are also free. And in a way, if I'm a free woman, part of my responsibility is to help in whatever way I can, small, maybe medium-sized pictures, to be able for those women to be free. What happens in cultures like that, and I can say some experiences that I've had in cultures like that, is very slowly there is a huge awakening of the feminine that is happening. And women are gathering, and there is some conflict that is happening in some worlds where women are awakening. They're starting to take their power back a little bit. And even some countries are supporting this. And the masculine is really fighting for its place.
Yes.
And that creates some violence, maybe domestic violence, or, you know, the woman gets the job, the husband doesn't. So those are the situations that are happening there. But it is amazing to see how women in those communities really stick together and help one another and form these communities. And certainly there are also men that are helping and supporting them.
Yes,
you
more
know,
and more. I must say.
More and more in that.
Yeah.
And then it's... Yeah, what is amazing to me that when you work in those communities is there's always these incredible feminine leaders that they really embody this divine mother archetype that's like Mother Teresa, or they're so compassionate and they have such understanding and they come from like zero judgments. And they're doing their work in those communities, which is like phenomenal to see and to witness and to connect with.
So always when we look at this kind of countries and situations where we listen to the news or you know, you think, how can I help? Can it be that we could help also with our thoughts? With our energy transmission somehow? Is this possible? Because I really do believe in that, you know, in this power of energy and affirmation and
I think
the prayer.
Yes. So I believe in that. I've always believed in that. There's deep power in prayer, especially if we intend something collectively.
Yes.
It's even more powerful. And the reason I also really believe in that is that recently I listened to this interview with women from Yemen,
Yes.
that was going through, that are going through like horrific situations. And their request was that when you think about us, send us courage, send us strength, send us love, send us peace, send us the energy to do what we're here to do.
Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do this right now for 1 minute. Can we?
Yeah, with absolute pleasure.
Will you take us through?
I will lead us through it, yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So we're just going to start by just planting our feet on the ground and just bring all of your awareness back to your body that is in this present moment. In this moment, in this breath, And just call back all the parts of yourself that is out there, thinking about lists of things to do, or maybe that is now involved in thinking about suffering, the suffering in the world. Just bring that part of you back into your body. And we're going to start by just taking a very slow, deep belly breath in, breathing in from the bottom of your belly, expanding your lungs. Take that breath right to the top of your head. Hold that breath, 2 or 3 counts, and just flow with your own rhythm now. And then exhale out this breath with a sigh. And allow your body to just relax completely. Now just imagine, sense, or feel a stream of divine light. Divine light that you draw from Source. Whoever you believe your Source is. And just imagine this light flowing through and around your body. Flowing into the top of your head, flowing gently over your face, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. This divine light just flows into the heart space. And just imagine your heart opening up like a blooming flower, connected to the infinite well of unconditional love in the world, in the universe. And let this light flow down into the hips, down your legs, through your knees, down your feet. And now just bring your awareness back to your heart. And I want you to just find a spark of peace inside your body. Peace and strength. Somewhere in your body, there is this stillness of peace. And just breathe some light into it. Let it expand and flow throughout your entire body. Until every cell in your body, every bone, every muscle, every organ is filled with the frequency and resonance of peace and love. And from this space, can we now imagine, sense, or feel expanding this peace, love, strength, courage to all the women in the world who need it right now. Just sending a wave of calmness over someone who's overwhelmed. Sending light and faith to someone who feels hopeless. Sending courage to someone who is fearful. And knowing that the light that spills into a dark room lights up that dark room. So we're just expanding this love and this peace from our bodies into the neighborhood around you. Let that expand from the neighborhood to the country, from the country to the continent, from the continent through the oceans, right around the planet. And for a moment, let's just express gratitude for all the blessings we have, and to not take anything for granted. And then just start bringing back all of yourself, all of your energy, back towards your body, back towards this moment, this time, this place. We also ask, because we are not alone, we ask for grace to restore peace on our beautiful living planet. Start feeling your feet rooted into the ground. Start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Become aware of the clothes on your body, the breath just effortlessly flowing in and out of your body. Take a deep, grounding breath in. Exhaling out that breath with a sigh. Rub your hands together. Place your hands over your eyes. And when you're ready, you release your hands and you just see through the eyes of your heart, through the eyes of love.
This was so beautiful.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful, Eleftheria, that you're here and that we're doing this.
Me too. Thank you.
This is really magic. We continue?
We continue.
Okay. Let's pick another. Oh. Maybe we'll let this for later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. Mm-hmm. This one, in this energy that I'm in, it's better, this question now. But the other one is also very important. So, but I will leave it for the later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How can a woman in today's world stay in her feminine? What to do?
I love that question. Yeah. So the first thing to do, I think, is to really start curiously exploring what womanhood means to you, and start discovering, what it is, what is the divine feminine, what stories there are, how does it feel to you in your body, because the feminine is, she has a myriad amount of different forms. There isn't one form or one role model that expresses the feminine. She's constantly changing and moving. And so there's so many beautiful, unique expressions of what the feminine is. And so define for yourself what that womanhood is and what is your own embodiment and unique expression of that. And that in itself is a really beautiful journey and path to walk, but it's to curiously explore it, like discovering something new like a child. There's some amazing books. There's a lot of, great teachers and teachings on it, and you'll find it, and it's an adventure. And so I don't even want to give you any names or where to go,
Yes.
but it's a part of the journey is to discover this. And in today's world, I think what is really important is to if there's one thing that I would want women to take away from this, and this is my wish, if I had a magic wand and I could do this, with all women across the world, this is what I would do. And my wish is that women really know in their bones that they are enough.
Yes.
And when
With pressure off.
That you are enough. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to change. There's nothing
to fix, nothing to change.
Fix, nothing to change. The fact that you are in this incredible body that has the capacity to give life. So you're in this incredible, we look for all these other technologies, right? This is the most amazing advanced piece of technology that we have, if we want to call it technology, right?
Yeah, nicely said. I like it.
But women have this capacity to have like a, let's say, spirit, energy, consciousness through their body and birth this into life. And in ancient cultures, this is what women were honored, revered for, is our capacity to do that. Whether you choose to have children or not, you still are this embodiment that naturally creates things. And yes, you do it in partnership with the masculine, absolutely. But your body is this vehicle that can hold immense peace and light and birth things into the world. And that in itself is, for me, the gift of womanhood. Just the presence of the feminine can change everything in a room.
Can we say this is also a choice?
Yes.
In this modern world where we are now, this is not something that we say that we don't know or I didn't know. Now we know. And it's your choice in which kind of energy you wish to proceed, right?
Absolutely.
And also you have a beautiful program for that, isn't it?
Yes.
This is also one of the parts when you were mentoring me and I loved the most was exactly this, Maybe you can also share some thoughts with this program, but we can share.
Yes, so this is also what I really love to do, is to work with women, and I work with women in either workshops or one-on-one or online programs to take this journey, the heroine's journey in a way, to really rediscover and to work with the embodiment of your body, your essence, to really to listen to your intuition, to reconnect with the truth of who you are.
Okay, so everyone who would like to reach Eleftheria, we will put you, we'll give you the contacts. And so first I worked with Eleftheria in the school, as we said. She was first my teacher. And then I said, okay, I would love you to be my mentor. And then she became my mentor, and she's still my mentor. And now we are planning also to do some nice stuff together, which I'm really grateful. And I feel this is it. This is the journey. So we'll let you know where you can reach Eleftheria and her site and everything. Something else on this, or should we continue? We have 2 more.
Let's continue.
We go?
Yeah.
But it's missing. Some of them are missing. I think we didn't get all of them. Oh, this one I love. If women would be more cooperative, they would be nepremagljive, they would be unbeatable. Unbeatable. Okay. So let's talk about it.
Yes.
We agree.
We agree.
We completely agree.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's also a choice. If you want to change yourself, to not be in a competition with another woman, this is a choice. You can do it better and you can do it different. But it's up to you, right?
Yeah. I remember I was doing this program with older women. I also love to learn from older women, right? Old wise women. I was on this program, and I was the youngest woman there. I think most of the women were in their 70s and their 80s, and it's amazing for me to listen to these wise women. And one woman said to me, with competition, the way that you heal that, right? If you know your worth, and you know that you belong, but you know your worth, you're never in competition with anybody.
Bravo.
Yeah?
Yes, this is it. This is it.
And so
when you know your
worth,
you're not in a competition.
You never compete with anybody because you know that what's meant for you is for you.
Yes.
You know that you can only offer your gifts and your talents.
Yes.
And when you're doing that and you're contributing in service that way, when other women also come in and they're offering their gifts and their talents, now we're collaborating together, and it's like pieces of the puzzle that's all coming together for a kind of, we're busy building a new world, I believe.
Yes.
And this new world that's emerging is really inviting us to step into collaboration. The time of the individual me kind of, acquisition,
it's changing. Oh, thank you,
It's changing.
God. This is so beautiful because I felt that too.
Yes.
Yes, it's changing. Not
really
me,
changing.
but it's us.
It's us. It's us.
Us.
Because we're in it together. We're in this thing called life together. And also, there are so many amazing things when you really start to collaborate together. You learn so much more about yourself. You really get to work with your shadow self. You learn how amazing trust-based relationships is. And also, what you discover is the community spirit that's been missing for you. You don't even know that you've been missing it or that you've been longing for it until you really get to share joy. You get to share, successes. You get to share the whole journey.
And then the upper floor with the view is full house of beautiful people which you're connected to. And, I'm a human believer. I really love humans. And I really believe that we are possible to be better. That we can be different if at one point at life we're not, or the vibe is not the right.
For sure.
And this is also how our cooperation started. You know?
Yeah.
We talk about, I came to you and I said, okay, can you tell me what's happening? Why can't I collaborate with successful women? What's going on? What's the problem? What's the issue, Because I can feel the potential in a lot of people, I can feel that. But this potential doesn't come out, And it's not that I'm disappointed. They are then disappointed. But if you let it be and you let somebody help you, that this potential grows up and becomes a reality, this journey people just block. You understand what I mean?
I think so.
Okay, this is something just came out.
Aha.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say we have two people.
Yeah.
Okay, this one sees the potential, this one.
Yes.
And this one wants to help this one.
Yeah.
That this potential becomes reality. And this one knows that he wants this potential,
Yes.
but he doesn't know how to do it.
Yes.
So be open that this one that sees your potential, helps you grow.
Yes.
I needed a little break.
Yes, thank you. And that's the symbiotic exchange, you know, that can happen in collaborations and yeah.
You know, when we first started this streaming, Dino said, Anna, you need to go deeper, you know. And I was thinking, we can't do it like this, you know. We don't have enough track. Nick would say, Anna, you know, the time is passing by. But I know what we will do.
Mm-hmm.
We will make an event where we can all go deeper with all of the questions, with everybody who wants, you know, who will listen to us and to these topics and that you're interested in. Just write down the questions and let's do an event where we can cooperate with your questions, just like we're doing this now in our show, right? Okay, so now, what about sex? This was probably from one of our boys.
Yes. Yeah.
So I let this for the least but not, how do you say? Least but not least,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
The most important one. Yeah.
Sex.
Yes.
Sex, you know. Okay.
Is that the question? What about sex? Let's talk about sex.
Intimacy.
Intimacy.
Sex and intimacy.
Okay. Right. Also,
and spirituality, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's unpack intimacy.
Yes.
So intimacy really means into me see.
Into
me
see.
So intimacy, this is the reason we're so scared of it, is allowing somebody to see all of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the magnificent, all aspects of you. And that means that we have to be very deeply vulnerable. So when it comes to the masculine and the feminine, even within our own masculine and feminine, the feminine will never, ever allow herself to be seen unless she feels safe.
Oh, yes.
No. Okay? So if you create that for yourself first, because it's in inner world before external world, right? From the inside out. If you create a world for yourself or your inner world where your divine masculine supports you and creates a safe space for you, only then will you discover this magnificent divine feminine essence that just blooms, unfolds, and blossoms in you, and you'll discover a part of yourself that you never even thought was possible. But it will only happen in this symbiotic relationship. When women do not feel safe, they feel like they've got to protect themselves all the time. They don't allow intimacy. They expect many things. You know, this is where the struggle comes in.
Okay, can I just have one other question here?
Yes.
When woman doesn't feel safe, what does that mean? Does that mean emotionally safe? Or maybe could that be also safe in expecting from something from men that he maybe doesn't give you?
All levels.
All levels.
Emotional, physical, mental, psychological, spiritual.
Okay.
All levels.
But what happens if she doesn't know that?
Well, you always look at the results. Something's not working, something's missing, something's not, you know.
So ladies, you need
deeper.
to explore if something is going on.
Yeah.
When you explore, you get answers, right?
Yes, absolutely. But also just really listen to that part of yourself. The most powerful question you can ask yourself is, do I feel safe?
Okay.
Right? Do I feel safe in this moment? Do I feel safe in this relationship? Do I feel safe here? And listening again to the emotional body, where is this coming from? And then in intimacy, when the masculine and the feminine kind of like come together in sacred sexuality, you're creating the kind of energy that can heal many things. So there are a lot of different philosophies in the world, specifically also from the East, that really believe that when the masculine and feminine energy come together, specifically in intimacy, they're creating this healing energy. That energy together creates a child. Yes. And so if you're not creating a child, you could be creating healing in your body, you could be creating healing for different situations, you could be healing, some people believe you could be manifesting with it. But it is these two, again, you have collaboration, but also co-creation. So when these two come together in harmony, like, imagine what is possible.
So this is also, let's say, maybe we can open up a little bit the moment with, when they say, be careful what kind of sexuality you're open for, with whom you have let's say, intimacy, because of the energy.
Yeah.
So if a lady is a healer, what all can go on the lady healer through this energy. So it's also very important that masculine energy works on himself, right?
Yes. Again, connecting to that feminine part, the divine feminine within themselves, which is connected to the divine naturally, easily, right? So it's that part as well. There's a reason why when we're, when we have orgasm, we scream for God, right? There's a reason, okay? It is the most naked, the most intimate, the most vulnerable you can get. And so we call like this, presence into that moment. And
you think that men don't think that they are the gods, no? Are you sure?
Yeah.
That we're screaming about the other god?
But they also call for God. Or
they
goddess.
Do?
Or goddess.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to think.
Yeah. So the most important thing is, creating that say, what does that mean, when I'm saying safety, especially with your relationship with yourself,
yes.
The most important relationship you'll ever have, the one with yourself. Practically, what does it mean? These are, philosophical concepts. What it means practically is the divine masculine within yourself is the part of you that's got discipline, that can set boundaries, that can ask for help, that is instinctual and knows, there's something to look out for, I need to be safe, the protective side. So the more you learn how to set that up, set that container for yourself, the more you will start experiencing the divine feminine within yourself. It's almost like natural that she just then comes out and blossoms. And another thing in masculine and feminine relationships is if your woman feels safe, there is nothing she would not do for you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, we can agree on that.
You will experience all the mythological stories of the goddess that we hear. This is what your experience will be. Yeah.
I can share just one moment that I had with my partner. When I was in this process of my healing, the feminine side, what happened with me was once I started crying in the middle of the act. And this was really shock for me, But you're something in a beautiful moments and everything. But I started crying. And what was very important at that moment was his reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I must say that this was the most beautiful moment I've had in my life. Me letting go and being vulnerable in this moment and his reaction of just being there with no questions of whatsoever, just being present with love and feelings. So this was a really beautiful moment. And yes, it does change after this kind of, let's say, also aha moment in life.
Yeah, yeah.
But you need to do the work and you need to be open to experience.
And communicate, right? Yeah. So very often from both sides, the masculine or the feminine, right? I mean, we can, in that moment when somebody's really vulnerable and they're allowing themselves to cry, we can often step in to try and rescue them from those emotions, right?
Yes.
And instead, because it makes us uncomfortable. So again, if we're okay with our emotional expression and body, we know how to sit with somebody else when they're experiencing something or being emotional. So it's more when we're trying to stop that person, it's actually because we're uncomfortable. We're not really trying to help them, we're trying to help ourselves.
So it's good that we're not in the same positions.
Yeah.
Because then you can hold the space for this one.
Exactly.
So we need to learn.
Yes.
Hold the space.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can walk together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
Is there some other questions from our team that pump up before we make a break? Okay. All good. All healed. Everybody knows. It's done. We did it. Good.